The following script was planned for May of last year, 2024. However, it has become topical again. And for legal reasons, this week I am the American Geordie. That other guy? Never existed.
What guy?
Exactly. Polarized pluralism is a term defined by political philosopher Giovanni Sartori to describe when a political system becomes too polarized and ceases to function. If you spread out all the possible opinions on every topic in politics, it is a chart from far left to far right. You'd see it go from something like this to something like this. There's a huge pitfall in the middle, and every issue is divided by the far left and the far right. No one in politics considers the immediate opinion that bridges the two issues, and everyone in politics thinks the other is ruining the country. And eventually, one of these sides will pull and pull more approval until the whole government falls to one side or the other. A wonderful example of this is in Germany from 1918 to 1945, where two parties fought for control, the Communist Party and the Nazi Party. Then one party did ultimately win over the other, and the rest is history. Now, what does this have to do with America? A lot, actually. Hello, Americans, and welcome to American Geordies. Today, I am super excited to share with you Project 2025 and an analysis of the true American supervillains. Project 2025 is a bold project planned by conservative politicians with the goal of restructuring the executive branch, boldly claiming it is not enough for conservatives to win elections. At the moment, there are over 100 different conservative organizations supporting the project. Their goal? They will plan and plan until the next time they win an election. Then, within the first 180 days of the rule, they will put all their planning into place and shake the foundation of our government. If you are LGBTQ+, pregnant, or an immigrant, you're probably feeling a churning feeling in your stomach right now. You know, I'm starting to notice that our overlords think they're so gosh darn smart when they're planning things like this.
Here's my brilliant evil plan, and there's no way you can foil it.
Bro thinks he's him. Seriously though, classic villain move to reveal your secret evil plan to literally everyone who can foil it. Vote smart next election. Your freedom could depend on it. Carrying on, their plan is based upon 4 pillars that I'll go into briefly. The first pillar, profession of faith. Oh wait, sorry, wrong religion. Policy agenda. They have published a book of more than 800 pages called Mandate for Leadership. You can read the whole thing for free on their website, project2025.org. The goal, in their own words, is to, end quote, assemble an army of aligned, vetted, trained, and prepared conservatives to go to work on day one to deconstruct the administrative state, which, if you don't know, is when government agencies start doing the lawmaking. It certainly might sound honorable until you realize that these government agencies include the PBGC, NLRB, and EEOC, which protect workers' rights from being abused, or the EPA, NRC, and CSB, which push laws to protect the health of our planet and more so our populations from the dangers of pollution due to negligence. Governments push to form the agencies when they need issues like these with long-term oversight, instead of letting them rise and fall as the passion projects of a few good-willed politicians. Thanks to them, the average American isn't expected to be fully educated on specialized issues like chemical safety in order to use their vote to protect the planet. The agency handles the research and implementation of these types of laws. If they truly intend to dismantle every last agency and rid themselves of being so-called administrative state, then the only thing in between them and overturning our safety regulation we've built is the goodness of their hearts. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but only each other could tell them no. Imagine they win and suddenly they get paid to overturn laws on lead paint restrictions. Who's to stop them? You're probably thinking that could never happen, but this has actually happened once. Eventually, the restrictions were put back in place in this example, but that's because there was pressure on them to do so. You should live in fear should any political party be opened up to the freedom to be bought and persuaded to allow such atrocities without the agencies in place to save you from the consequences. The second pillar, the Presidential Personnel Database, a database of names for people looking for a job with their new administration. You can apply and attach a resume through the website right now, as well as read another 200-page PDF document to learn about all the positions they intend to fill in order to stack the executive branch with persons who align with them. And this works in tandem with the third pillar, known as the Presidential Administration Academy. This is an education program to prepare these employees for their role in the executive branch. It will train them on everything from talking with the media politely to identifying and fighting their enemies on the political compass. The courses start at your own pace, 30, 90-minute courses you'll like to do online. If you aim for a higher ranking job, you'll be put through multi-day in-person classes. This resembles a sort of political boot camp to prepare every member like soldiers in fine suits. Knowing our politicians, though, they'll probably get old guys who pay their way through instead of capable politicians who pass on their own effort. Either way, they are training an elite group of government employees to sit down and put their plans into action on day one of their new administration. Finally, the fourth pillar, the 180-day playbook. I think the synopsis on the site is enough for you to understand. The time is short and conservatives need a plan. The project will create a playbook of actions to be taken in the first 180 days of the new administration to bring quick relief to Americans suffering from the left's devastating policies. As an adult who exited high school a little over 4 years ago, the only effect any political party has had on me is how the gas prices seem to magically go down a little bit when someone is up for re-election. Maybe that's just conspiracy though. If they're referring to the way the left is giving equal rights to people that had to fight misinterpretations of the Bible for the last few centuries, then it might come to the surprise that this doesn't actually take away from any of their rights. Except maybe that there's more opinions to go around and that are allowed to speak up and take action, leading to a diversity in culture and morality. And more people to stop them from suppressing those they don't agree with. But isn't that kind of the whole point of America? For Americans to have a voice and fight for what they believe in? To assume all men are created equal? As for the specifics, they say it is laid out in their book, which I mentioned earlier, The Mandate for Leadership. If this video gets 500 views, I'll read every page and report on how much trouble we're going to be in. So watch this, share it with your friends. You know what to do. Altogether though, this seems like they're training a specialized group to overthrow a whole branch of our government. This is pretty much a coup, and yet they're facing no consequences for vocalizing their intent to blow a hit to democracy. If you actually let this party win, and the worst comes to worse, I will be helping affected Americans cross the border to Canada. Oh shit! Then I say my evil plan out loud. Shame on me. Oh well, see what that message sends if you bother to foil me. Divide your country in half if it makes you happy. Rig the vote if you must. The more you pull this bullshit, the closer you get to learning how much political power can't save you from the anger of the masses. Peacefully on my part, of course. I can't speak for the entirety of the working class, whose chains are pulling on collars made of thorns. Now, let me let you sit with something. What happens to the dog that bites the hand that starves? On that note, thank you so much for watching, and please share this video to help protect our freedom and fight for the little guy. Like, comment, and subscribe to get more news. I am out.